Welcome back, everybody, to the Dirt Shed Show with me, Martin Ashton, and look who it is.
All right, it's me, Doddy from GMBN Tech.
Yes, Doddy. Oh, I love having you on the show, man. It's so cool when you're here. I know I'm not really there in the set. Don't feel like you have to keep looking over to me as if I was. We've all got over it. We've got used to. Martin is not in the set yet.
You are.
So I'm kind of there, but it's great to kind of be next to you in the set. I've got lots to talk to you about. I think we're going to have a bit of an argument today, Doddy. I think that's what's going to happen.
Are we?
I reckon we are, right? Because today, I want to talk to you about industry manipulation, all right? Now, before we start that, I want to ask you the obvious question.
Okay.
Do you believe that aliens have and are visiting planet Earth?
Is that a real question?
Yes, that is a real question, and we're starting there.
Have you banged your head? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do you believe that aliens? Simple question, Doddy.
I believe
have and are visiting the planet Earth.
I believe in what I've seen. If it's been documented with my eyes, I'll believe it. I'm open-minded.
That wasn't an answer.
No, that's the answer I'm giving you.
Look, I believe it. I believe aliens are and have visited Earth. Probably remotely. That's what I'm suggesting. Okay, now that separates us, Doddy. It shows that I am a conspiracy theorist and you're just open-minded, man.
Yeah,
cool, no problem. Right, so that puts our positions clear for everyone to see. What I want to ask you, right, is industry manipulation. What I'm worried about is that we're all being duped, right? The industry is using all of our love for bikes and our stoke for mountain biking to just make us spend more money. That's what I think's going on, Doddy. And I think not only that is happening, that there is an industry round table. I think you're one of them.
What on earth are you talking about? There's not a round table.
That's what I think, and I'm not the only person who thinks this. I have had discussions with serious people about this, and I think...
Who are these serious people?
Well, me and Toff have talked about it a lot. Okay. And we think, me and Toff, right, and he's a reliable source, we think that the industries, the industry and the cross-brands people are talking behind the scenes, coming up with weird industry standards that we don't need, that don't make any difference, just to sell us another version of a handlebar or a wheel or whatever that we've already got. And I think the sort of people they talk to make this happen is you.
Okay, well, first up...
Loving this.
First up, you're talking rubbish, Martin. So there is no conspiracy here on the bike industry. Okay, so let's face it, most of the people working in the bike industry are just like us. We just want to ride cool stuff, and this is why things get developed in it, because they're riding stuff on a daily basis, and they're like, do you know what? We could do this better. And it's not always stuff that springs to mind when you're designing a current bike. It might take you a while to realise, oh, this is something we have to put in production later. We're not quite there yet. Yeah, I think most of the industry is made up of people like us. I mean, of course, there's a few people that come under the man category, but yeah, you're talking rubbish, Mark.
I don't think it's rubbish, all right? I mean, we've got, let's start with the obvious things, wheel sizes, all right?
Yeah.
That, they've not really made an awful lot of difference to the sport. For all of the furore, for all of the mess that it created, 26 bikes being the standard, then 27.5, and now, as I hear on the GMBN Tech Show, 27.5's been slowly moved out of fashion just so that it can have one tyre size. I mean, that's one example, but what about things like width of the...
Hold on, let me just jump in here. Right, so there's nothing wrong with 26-inch wheels, right? No one has ever said there was, okay?
Exactly.
They're fine. However, you have to bear in mind that when the founding fathers of our sport invented mountain biking, there wasn't like a wheel size that existed that was sort of ideal for it. So the best compromise was 26-inch wheel rims that already existed with kind of beach cruiser style tyres which were knobbly. They were the closest thing that were fit for purpose, so that's just what was used. But actually, when Gary Fisher started the mountain bike brand, mountain bikes, that were made by Tom Ritchie, and he co-founded that with Charlie Kelly, it wasn't too far after that. He was already experimenting with 29-inch wheels, and he actually found that they performed better in many situations, but it was just too far ahead. There was too much other factors that couldn't be controlled, like getting tyre manufacturers to make these things that were so wildly different. So arguably, from the beginning, if Gary Fisher and some of the other founders had actually put their foot down, we might have been riding 29-inch wheels from the start. Just throwing that one out there. Well, it's progression.
I mean, doesn't that prove my point? That 29 was already. Why did I look? I mean, I haven't got any concrete evidence. All right, Doddy. I haven't got all of these facts.
Just
that
like
you've
I
got,
thought.
But I feel, and I think I'm not the only one. And I'm going to ask you guys out there to let me know what you feel. Are we being manipulated? Are we being like strung along, or is it just like Doddy says that we're all just living off the stoke and we're making great mountain bikes and we're always wanting to improve and incrementally making the sport better? As I say this, is making more sense. I may have changed my mind.
There is no conspiracy.
I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you feel when you're spending all your money on mountain bike and stuff? What do you feel like? Do you feel like you're part of the development of the sport, or do you feel like you're trying to keep up? I'd love to know. I genuinely would. All joking aside,
let
I'd
me
like to know
duck
how
in
you
here.
feel.
Hold on. There's one more thing I want to say. Right, so no matter how many new parts come out and how many new wheel sizes and cool tyres and different suspension and that, there's nothing wrong with what you're riding in the first place. The only thing that matters with a mountain bike that you actually need is a helmet and a bike, and then just go in the woods and have fun. That is like the primary thing with mountain biking. Anything else is just gear that can make certain elements a bit more enjoyable, a bit more pleasurable, stuff that you want to aspire to own. No one's making you buy any of this stuff.
Isn't that exactly what someone on the industry roundtable would say? Yeah.
Hey, look,
let us know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Is Doddy an insider? Is he really part of the crew? I don't know.
I might have had a long phone conversation with Gary Fisher the other night. 2 hours, 20 minutes to be precise.
He's basically admitting it. He's admitting it. Oh my God. I tell you what, I'm actually quite jealous that you spoke to Gary Fisher on the phone. That's pretty cool.
Do you know what? It's one of the most intense, let's just say it was more of a one-way conversation. I rang him up to speak about this very special bike that you're going to see on GMBN Tech soon. In fact, it was I think it was the first mountain bike to make it to Europe. It was a bike assembled by Gary Fisher, very special. I rang him up for a 10-minute chat about it, and it went on for 2 hours, 20 minutes, him talking about having meetings in Japan on his haunches, talking about the future of transport, like just amazing stuff. Of course, nothing to do with what I rang him about, but what a guy. I was like mind blown.
That is cool. I can't wait to see that bike on Tech. That's going to be rad. Right, let's keep going with the show. Like I said, make sure you get down in the comments and let us know what you think about industry conspiracies. Are me and Toff mad? That is possible.
Toff's mad.
Right. Hey, Doddy, did you hear about this news about Darkfest? One of my favourite events of the year, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy event.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've got mixed feelings about it because Sam Reynolds is a great guy and he's created an amazing event. And of course, he wants to create more publicity and that for the riders that are, let's face it, risking a lot to take part in stuff like that. And it's all great awareness. And I think the Fest series, like, don't get me wrong, I think it's incredible what the Fest series has been about, but it kind of feels a bit of an up themselves stance to say what they've been saying about Darkfest.
Yeah. So to put this in perspective for you, the Fest series, which Darkfest used to be one of the events of, and is usually the first stop of the Fest series each year. The Fest series have basically decided to separate away from Darkfest and pull them out because they are starting to do things that aren't part of the Fest series ideology. And I think I'm kind of with Sam Reynolds on this one. I feel like he wants to do his job as a mountain biker, invite whoever he wants to the events, show it in any way he likes. It's his event. He wants autonomy over it. Yeah. And Fest Series is trying to control the whole Fest Series in a certain way with only certain riders invited on the invitee list. And I don't know, I'm with Sam on this one. I don't know, I think it's a weird decision.
Sam's amazing and everything he's done, the hard work he's put in for Darkfest, you can't knock it. Obviously Blake loves it because he's been out there as well. But there is one thing that people are forgetting. The shoes. Can't live with those. That could be why.
Yeah, Sam
Sorry.
Reynolds in his Fest series shoes, they did not go down well in Doddy's books.
I think you're either
I'm
like
not sure.
an Adidas person or a Nike person or a Vans person, aren't you? I'm definitely not an Adidas person, so sorry to all those people that are, but I like my Vans.
Yeah, I like my Vans. Got a new pair today. I wish I had. Oh, they're just over there. I can't quite reach them. Got a brand new pair today, a custom one. Right. Also, this week I had a favourite video from Jack Moir, his crossover video. Nice to see one of our top pros showing what they can do off the bike with his surfing, and blimey, he's a good surfer. And then a great bit of riding. Seeing him out on the canyon, looking absolutely wicked. Did you see this video? It's pretty cool, Doddy. I like this one. I like this one a lot.
Jack Moir seems like such a cool dude. He just seems like a great guy to have a couple of beers with, just hang out, spend some good outdoor time with, doesn't he? He's pretty good on the bike as well.
He's very cool. Any videos you saw this week that you like to mention that you enjoyed?
Well, clearly, yeah. The YT video. Can't not talk about that.
The YT video?
The 20-minute short film.
No.
Like, what a production. It's amazing.
We're not talking about that, are we?
Yeah, why not?
No.
What's wrong with you? You banged your head again?
Well, they can't give me that time back. I mean, to be fair, the bike's cool. Cool as. I love it. I love how they've presented it. But the video, yeah. Anyway, before we get too deep on that, let's move on into the news. Save me, Tom.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another weekly round of Dirt Shed news. As the guys have been saying, it's all been popping off in South Africa for Darkfest. We've seen first hits, big style, new guests, and more. We've got to wish Ike Klassen a speedy recovery after a backflip gone wrong, resulting in a broken femur. Unfortunately, that means he's going to miss the first 4 months of the Downhill World Cup season in that new Commensal South Africa team, but hopefully we'll see him at the closing rounds. Clemens Cardela has been spotted with a new Manitou Dorado inverted fork, and there's a new looking Cannondale under Louis Raboul too. Remember that two-shock downhill bike that was referred to as test number 6 that Matt Simmons and Kenta Gallagher were piloting back in 2019? Maybe this is a development of that. Maybe it's something a little bit more. Stay tuned in the coming months for more on that, and as always, check out the Darkfest social and YouTube content for more Sendy jumps. With riders like Sam Hill, Adam Brayton, Keelan Grant and Elliot Heap riding their kits this season, Nukeproof have decided it's time for a refresh, launching their new 2021 range of Blackline products. The new range features performance fabrics such as Dry Release, Polar Tech and Cordura, but they're also introducing some measures to try to reduce environmental impact too, limiting plastic in packaging and labelling and introducing the new Dead Stock line. This uses offcuts and extras from previous season's products to create a limited run of products that will be retailed at a cheaper price. They've revamped familiar products in the range too, like the Race Collection, which has a tighter fit, and the All-Weather Collection, which, you guessed it, is aimed at the rainy day crowd. So, some nice new options from Nukeproof there. Right, I'm going to drop a link to this GoFundMe page in the description. Healing vibes to Jamie Cable, one of the trail builders at Dovey Bike Park who suffered a severe head injury whilst helping to look for a lost dog. He's out of his coma and recovering in Cardiff Neurological Ward, but will need some pretty serious neuro rehab. All the guys here have been enjoying Dovey and his handiwork a lot recently, so we hope that getting this message out there helps him get back fighting fit sometime soon. After a brilliant start to her first Elite XC season, Hayley Batten has confirmed that she is joining Kate Courtney on the US Olympics team. She's been fighting to prove herself for a place to race at Tokyo and has certainly done just that in order to earn her spot. The other question mark we've been hearing a lot about on the commentary is Tom Pidcock for the British team, but no news on that just yet. Tomomi Nishikubo has joined the Canyon Collective and has been seen on a custom version of the Trials frame that Fabio Widmer has been developing. The Collective is now quite the team. From Trials athletes and downhill senders to XC and Enduro, they've got some huge names in all corners of the sport and all corners of the world, which is rad to see. It would certainly seem like Boss is back. The French suspension manufacturer exited the mountain bike world in 2018 after a season with the Scott Velo Solutions team, saying that they needed to focus on the motorsport side of their business. Hopefully that's all sorted now, as they've dropped 2 new forks under the old Ideal name, the SC and the FCV. These are both air-sprung with 39mm stanchions for 29-inch wheels. They're also offering the Obsys, an inverted DH fork, and both coil and air shocks, again aimed at the downhill and enduro market. No word on any teams having signed up yet, but we'll keep an eye out moving forward. Right, let's crack on with the sickest thing of the week. It's over to Toff.
Cheers, Tom. Hey, everybody. Right, so this week's Sickest Thing's a new upload from Hector over at Bicycle Nightmares, starring Simon Johansson, and it's so good. So I'm sure I'll completely butcher this, but I think the edit's called Free Height, and that's a translation to freedom, which makes sense because the caption's like, what does riding mean to you? And this edit's really just got like these good vibes about it, so I think that's what it's about. But I'm not gonna lie, I've got absolutely no idea what he's talking about in this video. It's all in Swedish, so if you do know what he's talking about, let us know in the comments below. But to be honest, I don't really think that matters at all. I mean, this video is just really good trick selection from the rider. And I think it was like a really good example that it's not what you do, but how you do it. I mean, if you look at that no-foot can, there's so many different ways you could do a no-foot can, but this is his style. And I love that the whole thing was shot on a trail bike, because I just think that makes it a lot more relatable to most people. Not everyone's got all these millions of different types of bikes to do different types of riding on them. So yeah, I definitely think this video is worth checking out. It's a really good example of, you don't need to be doing all like flippity whippities to be a sick rider. Simon's got some really great style, and it's like less tricks and doing them better than most people. I think that's what riding is about. It's about riding how you want to ride and letting your style show in your riding, regardless of what that is. And while you're at it, I'd say definitely go check out Bicycle Nightmares. He does these super sick like picture books. Yeah, they're rad. That's my sickest thing this week. It's time to go back to the shed.
Right, hacks and bodges. Oh, thanks Toff and Tom, by the way. Great news and sickest thing of the week, as always. Love having you guys on the show. Give Toff and Tom some love, actually, down in the comments, because they work very hard. And me and Toff are obviously building our conspiracy theories behind the scenes, getting down into the details.
Feel free to give us some stick for that. Give us some stick for the conspiracy theory stuff.
Let's get into the hacks and bodges. Doddy, check out this first one. I love this. I love this from Nicholas. He's in Singapore and he wanted to make basically a bike washing mitt. And look what he's used. How genius is this?
I'm not sure I'd want to put my hand in that. I've got to be honest.
I hadn't thought of that.
I know how much I sweat when I ride a bike hard.
Oh no, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like putting your hand on a bum pad, isn't it?
Bum crack, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't looked at it like that.
There is merit, like it is quite a good idea to be fair.
Well, I quite like that one. I think that's quite useful. Doddy's not into it. This next one, I'm not sure what I think about it. It's from Chris. He is in Canada. What he's arguing here is that with just 2 zip ties and a visor screw, he's managed to make this amazing peak for his helmet.
I can see a huge glaring problem with this.
I can see a couple. Go on, what's your glaring problem with this one, Doddy?
Mixed branding. Oh, it's all wrong. That's like someone wearing an Adidas tracksuit with a pair of Nike Air Maxes.
Yeah,
you can't do
it. Would I be right in saying, are they the same company or is that just the import details?
No, they are.
The
They are the same sort of sister company, whatever you want to call it. The same group. As such, and they both make amazing stuff. But
they do, but mixed, we're not sure. I'd also say that
I can't handle that.
It looks gross.
Yeah,
it's the biggest bodge. It's one of the biggest bodges I've seen recently.
But you've got to like the fact that it's much better than going for the full cannonball look. So at least you're taking care of what's important. The shallow things, get that peak on there.
Me and Doddy just cannot agree today. We cannot agree because I think this green helmet, especially with the monster stick on it, I think if he'd gone full cannonball, it would have had better cool rights than with that gross peak on it.
There's only one person that can pull off the cannonball look, and that's Nikolai Rogatkin. No one else can, and even he barely can. You know, it's only because he's just unbelievable on a bike that he can. Do you know, Rob Warner once on a World Cup when he was commentating, someone crashed, I forget who it was, male or female, I don't know, their peak flew off. This. And he was like, oh, that'd be enough for me, I'd have to walk down the course. Game over.
Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't matter if you could still win at that point, you should just stop.
Just stop.
Right, lastly, I think this one actually is genius. This is from Jesper, who has used one of those sucker cups for a bike mount on a car in his shower unit on the wall.
Yeah.
And then he can just wash his bike in the shower.
That's kind of a good idea.
That is good, isn't it? That one is really good. That's a hack for sure. The only thing I would say is, what the hell are those handlebars?
Well, yeah, I mean, something's very confused here. This isn't GCN, is it? So
what's going on? But Doddy, you've got to pick a winner out of this bunch. I think I know who you're going to choose, but you've got to pick a winner. You're giving away a GMBN race top like this brand new Descent race top I'm wearing today. Which one are you going to choose?
I'm going for the sea sucker in the shower because I've genuinely cleaned bikes in hotel rooms and stuff before in the showers, and I could see that'd be super helpful if you're travelling on the road.
You're a winner, Jesper. Well done. Congratulations. You get yourself one of these amazing Descent shirts, which they are available in the store right now. So make sure you head over to the GMBN shop if you want to see some of our merchandise and get yourself one of these tops, maybe. Jesper's won one just by sending us a hack and bodge. You could do that too, but the way you can definitely get one is head over to the store, Doddy. That's the way to do it. And I think they look cool. I'm not sure how cool I look in them, sat here very static, but out on the bike, they look rad, that's for sure.
You do like wearing race jerseys, though, don't you, to be fair? You pull it off.
I sit in my house with my full face helmet on sometimes. I do do that.
So for protection from Lisa?
No, but maybe sometimes I need it, because I can be an absolute head. So she would be well within her rights to give me a clout. But yeah, I just do it because I feel good in there. It's pretty cool. Right, enough nonsense from me. Let's head over to Rick McLaughlin for some EWS updates.
Good afternoon, Dirt Shed. Welcome to your weekly dose of everything Enduro World Series. Now that's it. The starting pistol has been fired and we are within 1 month of the season getting underway at the Met Val di Fassa Trentino in Italy. From my point of view, one of the best bits of news I can offer up is that I have got no injury news to report to you now. Touch wood, knock on wood, all of that. Historically speaking, one off, if not several of the big names, clatter themselves or pick up a niggling injury right at the start of the year. That, so far, is not the case, and the season really is set up to be one of the most intriguing yet. In other news, Commensal Enduro team have launched the video from their team camp in Spain. And you have to say, they've produced a lot of media and a lot of content this off-season, and maybe, just maybe, they're starting to feel quite bullish about their chances this season. The big news, of course, is Antoine Vidal heading up into Pro Men, and the one person I think that may well benefit, even more than Antoine, is his teammate Alex Rudeau. The two of them get on like a house on fire, and they'll be having so much fun on those transitions and laughing in between stages that they might not even notice the results ticking in. Some good news from our point of view in that we are going to welcome Sport Event Logistics as an official travel agent for Enduro World Series. SEL have moved lots and lots of international sport, including MotoGP, all around the globe. If you need help with travel to an Enduro World Series race or even an EWS e-race with your e-bike, check out EnduroWorldSeries.com for more on how those guys can help you. As I say, hopefully with that wealth of experience, transporting Rory's sod and riding kit and hair care products shouldn't prove too much of a challenge. Finally then, we have got the Epic Hope PMBA Grafeweight Enduro EWS qualifier this weekend coming. So next week I'm going to report back to you on what promises to be an intriguing weekend on the stages down in the Lake District. Speak to you then.
Okay, now let's get into Caption Contest, which is actually one of my favourite parts because we get to laugh at us lot. And this picture for last week was Steve Jones from EMBN holding what appears to be a pork pie, I'm going to say, knowing what his
it looks nice.
His habits are like. UFO Z No Joke says, this isn't the first time I've overcooked it, and it won't be the last.
That's actually pretty good. But I think hands down, that's almost certainly the winner this week because that's very clever. And this one was not an easy one to come up with a caption for. So I'm going to say at this point is the winner, unless this one from John Kirkpatrick could beat it. It's in Welsh, and he says, "Priod ini betwal bestio di gwyd."
Well, that sounded kind of good to me. Sounds a bit like Jones.
Yeah, but basically it means who ate all the pies. But it was in Welsh.
He does like a pie.
He does, but I think UFO Z No Joke nailed it right off the bat. So you get yourself a GMBN mug. Well done.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Good work.
Here is this week's Caption Contest photo. check that out. If you've got a caption that works for that, and it's got to be good, everybody, it's got to be good, put it in the comments section down below. Let's see what you've got. Give us your caption for that, and you could be winning a mug next week on the Dirt Shed Show. You could be like UFO No Joke. And an absolute winner. Funny that there's a guy on here called UFOs when we were talking about aliens.
Yeah.
Conspiracy
is that an alias?
much?
Is it? You got a mug coming through the post, have you, Martin?
Yeah. Or is it? I don't know. There's some connections there. I'm not thrown. Right, let's take a look at what's coming up on the channel this week. We've got some absolute banging videos. Check these teasers out and start getting excited.
To a day in the life of Darkfest.
Right, time for the bike vault. I tell you what, Doddy, we've got some absolute bangers this week. I really, really like these bikes, some great photos. First one is from Charles, 2006 Giant STP. Great shot of this bike, isn't it?
Do you know what? I love those frames. I used to have a Giant STP in a kind of like, it was almost a Yeti blue colour, actually.
Yeah.
A weird kind of, pale minty green. Nice bike. I love what you've done to it. It looks great. Nice shot.
Yeah, it's an interesting way. I mean, he looks like he's out on hitting the trails. I can't see any dirt jumps in the background, so
Free riding.
Interesting news. Nice, very cool. What are we giving that, Doddy?
I'd say it's a nice.
Oh, I see, setting a level early doors. Right, Hugo is next with what he describes as a black beauty. Yeah, I mean, that is a lovely looking bike. It's a cube stereo. I don't know much about this bike, I've got to be honest, but it does look good, but I think it might be over-accented with that blue. I don't know if I'm being picky. What do you think, Doddy?
I don't think that's the issue. I think it's the fact that tyre logos aren't, lining up there, to be honest, if you want to be picky about things.
God, tech guys are such geeks. I can't believe it.
And the crank's not 3 o'clock or at least even in line with the seat tube there.
I think, Hugo, you're going to have to take a nice on this one.
But it is a really nice bike, and I really like the shot against the hay there. It does look cool, or the straw, whatever you want to call it.
Right, Greg next with his Gorilla Gravity.
Oh, I like those bikes.
That is cool. That is really cool. That's a definite super nice from me.
Yeah, go on, give it a super nice. Don't see many of those. Not over this way, anyway.
That's over in Knoxville in Tennessee.
Yeah.
The pictures this week are so good.
Oh,
This next one from Neil. It's an Orbea Ockham.
Do you know what? I'd say I'm going to go straight in with a super nice, even though his tyre logos don't line up, just because the bike looks awesome, and so does the backdrop as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is a great shot. And I've got a feeling that's a phone photograph, you know?
Yeah, it's got that sort of artificial blurring sort of look, because the saddle's a bit blurred as well. But it looks awesome.
It looks amazing, good effect. Yeah. Next up, Mark's Harrow.
Are you joking? I'm not looking at the bike.
Look at that.
Trail dog.
Little trail dog. Have we got a name for that? It's Hey Mark from Maine. Oh, no name for the dog. Let's name it. Let's give that dog a name.
Rufus.
Bertrand.
Oh,
As in
you might
Bertrand
win
Russell.
on that one.
Yeah. Don't know. But what we giving the bike? It's a Harrow. You don't see many Harrows around these parts.
No, that does look good actually, doesn't it? I like
good
it.
Colourway. Good colourway.
I could be close, but I've called the last few, so this one's like new.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to say, it's got a trail dog. It's super nice. Gotta be. Oh my God, the photos this week.
Do I even need to say anything?
No,
that is
super nice.
That is the best photo I've seen a viewer take of a bike for a long time. And look at the bike.
Colour. Oh, so
it's
good.
Fast, just sitting there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That is true. It just looks like it's whipping along. That is Lee's 2020 Mondego Carbon Foxy. It's a super nice. Everybody, take note. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That is how you do it.
Bike and a half as well, that.
Yeah, very cool. And lastly, bloody hell, the photos, man. They're so good this week.
Oh my God, this is another great one.
Yeah, this is Pete's 2021 Forbidden Druid. God, I mean, that is.
How did you get a 2021 bike?
Yeah,
that's good work in itself.
They don't exist, do they?
No.
I tell you what, that's a definite super nice to
it, isn't it? Yeah.
It definitely is.
What a packed week!
What a bike vault. That was an amazing bike
Wow.
vault. Well, I absolutely loved the show this week. I've loved seeing your bikes just then, but just before we go and wrap up, Doddy, I just want to take you on a little journey through some fails and fails. So please buckle in, because here it comes.
I'm ready.
My goodness.
Oh.
My goodness.
I'm not as good at watching that as I used to be.
Yeah, I feel like that. I get worse and worse at watching the crashes. I get really tense. Get really tense. But thank you for sending them in. You never know, one of your fails or one of your bails or one of your sends, they might make it into our monthly shows where we wrap up the best ones of the month. So it's all worth sending in. Get involved with the GMBN uploader. That's where you can send us your bike faults, your hacks and bodges, your sends and your fails, and anything else you want to send us, basically. But let us see what you're doing on your mountain bike. Doddy, thank you so much for being in the set with us and being part of the show this week, even though you are an industry insider and tricking all of us.
Thanks for inviting me and slagging me off to my face.
No worries. Thanks for watching. Love, like and share on our social channels, and we will see you next time.
Ta-ra.